What's up, everybody? It's me, Rosie from the Itch Network, here to bring you podcast number
X.
X.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I still don't remember.
And I'm Spencer from the Itch Network.
Are you from the Itch Network?
Yeah.
I feel like you're not from here. I actually don't know who the fuck you are.
And we're here to talk about a good couple. We'll just give a little table of contents, right? So we're going to talk about Megaman 11, which was announced.
Just announced.
We're going to talk about net neutrality.
Yeah, that's a scary future.
Scary. And then we're going to talk about Disney owning Fox now. Not parts of Fox, not all of it, but just parts.
Yeah, they got X, man.
the movie parts that matter, yeah. And then finally, we're going to talk about Star Wars, and I will be doing spoilers for it. So, spoiler warning, and we'll make like a big to-do about it.
Right.
We will talk about Star Wars at the end. All right. But before we get into that, Rosie, what video games have you been playing this week?
I finished Cuphead. Finally beat that game after the stream that we did last week. I was like, you know what? Let's beat this game. And another couple hours beat the game. Great.
Oh, nice. Well, you were 70% done with it.
Yeah.
On your solo game.
And it's weird because I was stuck, and then all of a sudden, I remember stopping because I got stuck, and then I was like, oh, well, I want to play another game. And then I ended up playing another game and just forgetting about it. But then I came back and just picked it up instantly, even after the patches, which is weird because why do single player games need patches? Because they
don't finish them anymore.
Well, what they did was they nerfed the charge shot.
That's what I mean. They didn't.
Yeah, because
you don't need to play test. So think about before you'd have to play test a game, right? Have 100 people play test it, find out all the balancing issues, find out all the bugs, but they don't have to play test anymore because they can just patch it after you play test it.
Right.
So that's gaming now. Which
yeah.
Plus or minus, I don't know. As long as you're having fun, it doesn't really matter.
And apparently there was a switch glitch, and there was something called the Mugman Army.
I heard that was the patch that came in when we were playing. It's
right.
the Mugman Army. I was like, because I was playing Mugman. I want to see it.
Oh yeah, I wish we could have seen it. I may have to delete the game or delete the patch just so we could see Mugman Army, because that actually sounds funny.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, and then the change glitch, which I actually knew about, which was the thing I was trying to do, but I guess it was post-patch, so that's why I didn't do as much damage. But besides Cuphead, played KOTOR, like I said. I played a little Overwatch.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
From our chat about Overwatch?
Yeah.
Inspire you to play it again?
Yeah.
How long did you play it for?
3 hours.
Oh, okay. So you...
Well, total, just throughout the week. So not as much.
With your friends or?
By myself.
On PS4?
No, on Xbox.
Oh, okay. If you're on PS4, I'd play it with you.
I think I deleted
Well, maybe.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem right there. Hey, is anyone who play Overwatch?
Well, you could just ask.
Yeah, but everyone's already playing games. I figure you're playing Xeno. Well, what have you been playing? I've been taking up so much time.
Xenoblade.
Right.
That's really it.
Yeah, and that's already 100 hours.
I got some new video editing software from a Humble Bundle, so I've been playing around with that a lot. A lot of my extra time is going to that, trying to learn the ins and outs. It's very similar to the one I was using before, but it's a little different.
I can't wait to see what you do with it, especially these upcoming videos. You say they're going to be real weird. Or different. You said not weird. Different.
I don't know. You just might see more video output, just messing around with things.
Yeah, you can put subliminal messages.
Yeah.
It says subscribe.
Drink Pepsi.
Yeah.
We have a deal with Pepsi now.
Yeah. Drink Sunkiss too. We're working on a deal with that one. We got a Coke.
We got a Coke here. Not a good start to it.
Yeah. Drink Coca-Cola as well.
Don't drink that shit. Yeah. I should knock it out of your hand.
Yeah, we should do shit like that now.
Yeah.
But besides that, well,
no,
that's it. Huh?
That's it. So why don't you take us off? We started this week with some good news for Capcom lovers.
Right.
Go ahead.
Capcom announces Mega Man 11.
I got a question about this immediately.
What?
Is it made by the original guy that made Mega Man?
No.
Because he left it to make that other game, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay, so he's not there anymore.
Yeah, it's weird because you would think.
Did he make all of them up to that point?
believe so.
Okay.
So it's weird because no. I think a few he didn't. I'll have to look into that. Well, look into that yourself. I can't really look at it right now and tell you.
We're talking to you.
Yeah. But he made quite a few of the good ones.
Yeah, he made
Then
like,
he went off to do his own one, Mighty Number 9, which very critically acclaimed in the back.
critically bashed.
Yeah. Well, some people were like it was.
Quick question: Didn't people used to think that like? Well, they didn't because there was already a Mega Man 10, wasn't there?
Yeah. What they used to think. I don't know what they.
Because I heard people used to think that Mega Man the X series was like the next progression of it.
Yeah.
Because of 10.
Yeah.
And 10-2 and 10-3.
Yeah.
But clearly not, because there's a Mega Man 11 now. So now they're like officially branched out. I guess they kind of were before because there was a 10. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. You can fight that as much as you want. I think it's like the Mortal Kombat X, where it's like it's not 10. It's
Was it supposed
X.
to be a reboot?
What?
Mortal Kombat X.
No.
It is
9.
10 then.
9's a reboot.
Oh, 9 is a reboot. Is that where they go back in time?
Yeah, that's the one where they changed up the timeline.
If you follow these stories,
What? Say it.
I don't.
Say it.
The reason I hesitate is because JD has mentioned that he thinks these are great.
These are great. Fuck you.
You think
Mortal Kombat 9 story. Fighting game stories are great. You know what? I'm glad we brought this up. We're bringing this up now. You used to care a lot about League of Legends lore and characters.
Yeah, I did.
How is the champions any different than a fighter?
Okay, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Trundle.
Okay.
Trundle is a troll, right?
Right?
So Trundle's backstory, what, like the backstory to a fighting game, the character like somebody died and this, now they're mad, now they're out for revenge, right? Am I about right on that?
No, not necessarily. But yes, you are.
But yes,
So
I am.
carry.
So Trundle's story is that a wizard came by, and this is original. They've changed it, and I do not like their lore anymore. We've established that. But so a wizard came by, and they forced the town to, like, I forgot why, but they poisoned them so all their flesh decays and eats itself.
Eee.
And Trundle decided to take it upon himself to, he bartered with the wizard or something, and now it only affects him, but he constantly regenerates. Because that's his thing, is he's like, he was born with this power to immediately regenerate, kind of like Wolverine.
Oh.
But then he said, okay, well, since I'm doing this, I will just accept the curse for the entire town. So his flesh literally falls off and then regenerates.
Eee.
That's his story.
Damn.
There's no like dumb thing that forces him to do this with this. I don't know. I mean, there are relationships, but it's just an interesting story. And then it's like, okay, I can go play with him. Mm-hmm. Like that's it.
Mm-hmm. So it's a very.
But there's no ongoing story of why they're fighting each other in this arena. It's just like they're there and have fun.
Well, some of these fighters in their own individual games, like Mortal Kombat, they're essentially superheroes in a way. Raiden is literally a thunder god destined to protect Earthrealm. That's his whole thing. And so he's technically the strongest of all the fighters, but he's also got to get he can't do it all himself. So that's why
Why not? Isn't that the whole point of God, that he does it by himself?
No, because gods in this world are not super they're not godlike. They're not godlike whatsoever. They can be defeated. As a matter of fact, Shinnok constantly wrecks Raiden's shit. Can wreck his shit actually. I don't think only in Armageddon and the beginning scenes of Mortal Kombat 9 you see Shinnok. Or not Shinnok. Fuck me. Shao Kahn.
Yeah.
Shao Kahn, that's the guy. Wreck his shit. And apparently there's rules too, God rules where that's why Raiden can't join the tournament, because it's an elder god, which is bigger gods than him. So there's the big gods called elder gods. and then there's sub gods. So there's so right into sub god.
So tell me where this isn't totally stupid again.
It's
Now
not.
there's a god hierarchy.
There's a god.
In Mortal Kombat. In Mortal Kombat, there's a god hierarchy that must be followed.
Yes. See.
Boy. So Mega Man 11, huh?
Yeah, but how do we get fuck? All right.
Because of nomenclature.
Yeah. So Mega Man 11's out. It looks pretty decent so far. Pixel art looks good. It's a little far out for my taste, but I haven't played it.
You mean the camera's pulled back?
Yeah, I think the camera's pulled out a little bit too much for me, obviously. But I'll probably get used to it. People are gonna get used to it. And plus, it's personal preference. So, but I'm super excited for it.
Yeah. I never Mega Man was never a major part of my life. Never a major game that I played. Never beaten one. Seen you beat one.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's cool. I mean, it's a good game. I have nothing against it. It's very good. It's a good challenge. It's fun.
Another game release. I don't think we talked about it last time. Soul Calibur 6.
Oh yeah, that's coming.
Yep.
Another series I never really, but that's not a surprise because it's a fighting game.
Right. And, nah, we'll talk about that some other time. I was gonna ask you how many. Is there any fighting games you actually got into? But
Smash Bros.
But
it's kind of an anti-fighter. It's like it's not really the same. I feel like you're either a big Smash, and it's obviously not totally the case, but you're a big Smash Bros. Fan or you're a big fighting game fan.
I'm both.
I know that's what I mean, but like some people, like a lot of fighting game people are like, that's not a fighting game, that's a party game, and
Right. And
whatever.
Vice versa.
If that's the case, then that's the case. But
Right.
I never really got into any other ones.
But Soul Calibur 6 came out. Looks good.
Came out or released?
Oh, sorry, got
Or announced.
Announced
Yeah.
to come out. So forgive me.
Are they doing the? Can you play Yoda on the Xbox?
I hope not. God, they're never doing that again. I hope they never do that again.
That was good.
Because you
You played Link, right, with the
Yeah.
GameCube one, and then
But-
was Hayachi?
Yeah, but see that was fine because at least their body scaled to the proportion. So for Yoda, you could literally do attacks and it would just whiff over his head.
That's awesome.
No, that sucks.
That's how the T-Rex guy was in Tekken 3.
Oh, Gone.
Gone.
That's it. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, I hated that. God, hated fighting Yoda. On computer mode or story mode. I was like, ah, fuck.
Wait, he was in story mode?
Yeah, well, most fighting games have like an arcade mode in which you just,
Just fight the ranks.
Yeah.
Up. Yeah.
climb the ladder, make yourself famous.
Make yourself famous. Yeah.
But yeah, Soul Calibur 6 came out. It's definitely doing some new shit. It's pulling some things from Tekken, obviously because that's the Tekken team that made it. It looks like it's got supers. It looks like it's got some new guard system that's like really flashy. So they're definitely going for style. But hopefully it revitalizes the game. Would be nice. Would you be interested in playing me in that?
What?
Soul Calibur 6?
6?
I'm honestly not a good Soul Calibur player, but
I mean, you mean getting the game? Because-
no. I'll bring the game here. I'm
yeah,
just
I'll
saying.
play. I'll play with you. I'll
Yeah.
play a fighting game. I don't
Yeah.
have any investment in it. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not a competitive person. I don't
No.
really
I
have
mean, I'm
that
not gonna
thing.
be like, you like that bitch? No, but I'm just saying because some people,
Yeah, I'll play it.
Some people like get miserable playing fighting games or playing certain games just in general. I can't play Players Unknown Battleground or Fortnite Battleground. They just bore the hell out of me.
Yeah, they kind of bore me.
You know what I mean? So like,
I'll play it. I won't get miserable, but
right?
yeah, like just don't expect me to get like, like they'll like with JD sometimes he'll be like, make sure you're using your backstep tech and do this. Like I'm not gonna learn all that.
Right.
I have no interest in.
Yeah,
It's
see,
just
that's what I
not my
mean.
thing. I don't care.
But cool. I'm glad that I at least get you to play it with me.
Yeah, I'll
when it
play
comes
with
out. But what else is next?
Okay, so we have some political news.
Oh, you want to bring this up?
This gets what we put on the table of
No,
contents.
no.
But it's net neutrality was
Yeah.
officially removed this week. I think it was on Thursday.
Oh God.
It's on Thursday. And net neutrality, what that is, it was instated, I think, in 2015.
Yeah.
And it guarantees that all websites and everything on the internet has equal speeds and equal opportunity to access. And that it was removed. Now it's still not totally done because it was removed by the FCC.
Right.
But it's still got to go through the courts and still has to go through Congress.
I think courts are going to stop it.
Sure hope so.
Yeah, that's
because Congress sure as hell ain't.
They're
Because
not.
they already
That's what
basically
I'm saying.
approved it. So we still have to deal with that. But I am really shocked by the amount of people on my Facebook that are like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to say pro the removal,
Right.
but at least like trying to say it's not a big deal.
Oh, yeah. They don't know. They just don't know.
Like, I'm very confused because this is not a partisan issue, and it is more people that are Republican. And it's not a partisan issue, I wouldn't think. And some people, ironically, they're like, it's not a big deal. One person I read, he said, it's not a really big deal. If I get limited access, I just won't use the internet as much. I was like, that is a big deal.
Right. It's almost like, God, in the modern day technological age we're in, it's almost like taking a right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
In some ways, it's very much silencing freedom of speech.
right.
In some ways, like
Yeah,
obviously,
I know.
it's
That's what I was like in the modern day technological age. Like I had to
Mm-hmm.
like define it because, I mean, the guy's not wrong. That is like I just won't use the internet one because eventually we could easily adapt to it. We are not us because we got this,
yeah. It'd be tough.
but like if I was just a dude who comes home, goes home, beats his meat, I would be maybe fine with like, oh, I only get a gig. Well, better just real
Yeah.
quick.
Let's make this arm go numb.
Yeah.
It'd be like a girl's doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or guy.
Yeah, whatever you're into. Maybe a girl today, maybe a guy tomorrow. You know? Depends on which arm.
Yeah. This guy's Sam. This is Samantha. Yeah. But it is a very big deal.
Yes,
It's
this
a
is huge.
huge deal.
Yeah, no matter how you slice it, this is big. Just
So if you don't really understand, which by now you must, because there's been a million different videos, a million different things about it, but if you don't understand what this means is that the companies that provide internet access can stop or slow websites that they don't approve of or they don't want you to see and speed up the websites that they want you to see. Potential benefits here would be, well, you can watch Netflix for free and you'll never buffer because it'll go super fast.
right.
So if you only watched Netflix and you didn't even watch Hulu, let's say I never watched Hulu, which is pretty much accurate in a lot of ways, they could release a package that only gives me Netflix and only gives me these, but I could never watch Hulu.
Right.
And I pay maybe less, potentially. So there's a potential benefit for this style. That makes sense?
Right. But that's the part I'm like, I think I understand some of the pro people because like, what if they are like that? What if they just go home, they watch Netflix and now they don't have to spend as much money and they get like a great buffering speed for their thing that they want.
Yeah.
I see perfectly why they would want that. But there is also the con now that now businesses and such now have a part of the internet and that they can now spend more money. They're like, hey, how about you hook it up with us, okay, man?
Yeah.
Especially for bigger businesses. And I feel like smaller internet services, where do they
The
sit
little
on?
guy.
Well, there are little, but you know, like, no. But you know what I'm saying?
Local mom and pop internet store.
You know what I'm
We
what
can
I'm
only
saying
provide
is
speeds
that-
of 150 kilobytes.
Well, I get 150 kilobytes, we can't handle it. And then the big old Walmart
Big
internet.
old Walmart internet.
No, but
Can't
what
stand up to them.
what I mean though is that like people who have like the private domains and shit, where do they sit? or like the private little like.
We don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do they get cut out? Are they in their own service? It's stuff like that
It's
still
very strange.
that still sits on the table, and
And there's another weird argument about it, and it goes, well, the laws weren't in place before 2015. They never did it before. But think about this. For one, they had to be put in for a reason,
Right.
because somebody was trying something sneaky, and they've been trying to do stuff sneaky for a long time. They've done it before. But think about this. Here's an analogy that I heard that was really good.
Okay.
Can't remember where. I would link it, but I can't remember where it was.
Gotcha.
We all know we go to work, right? Mm-hmm. And we know that there's no bears allowed inside, right? You can't have a bear inside the office.
Why not?
Well, because you're terrified of them. They'll tear you apart.
But it's my bear. Okay, no, I'm sorry.
So no bears allowed, right?
Yeah.
We don't need a law to make that, right?
Right.
Okay. One day, somebody brings a bear in for some reason, tears apart a couch. All right, now we have to post it on a window. No bears allowed. All right, so last Tuesday, somebody comes up and says, hey, can we get rid of that no bears allowed rule? Now, yes, before there wasn't really a problem, and it only happened once that there was a problem. But why would somebody ask to remove the no bears allowed rule?
Unless they had an army of bears.
Unless their intention was to bring a damn bear in here.
An army of bears just coming in.
So, yeah.
That's actually pretty good.
So you'd say, yeah, they didn't do anything like this before. Then why would they change the rule
Right.
if they weren't going to do something?
Right.
Like, it doesn't. This is a lot of effort. It's a lot of people really angry. Why are they going through the trouble of doing it if they don't intend to change something?
That's what I'm wondering too, because like I said, the whole package deals and such. Maybe people, because they have crappy internet, they don't understand that. Like, hey, why is my 12 megabytes not giving me like the right ramp up speed or for video gaming or watching? Let's go back to the Netflix thing. Watching Netflix, I got 12 megabyte speed. And it's like, well, your internet sucks. Why does it suck? Because you only have 12 megabytes. Oh, how do I get more? Oh, I got to spend more money. Like, you got to, but I don't want to spend more money. Just make it better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now with this whole net neutrality thing, if they have it, they can simply be like, we can give you the package deal for Netflix. Mm-hmm. And it's the same price. You just won't be able to use any of this other crap, any of the other internet sites. Okay, I'll take it. Mm-hmm. I'll switch over to that.
My argument to that is, I mean, obviously they can, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's my thing would be, though,
I feel like
why would you...
I feel like people don't know how much internet they use anyway.
Yeah, they don't realize it until it's gone.
Right.
They're not going to realize what they've lost until it's gone. Until I say, hey, I'm like, hey, did you see that new video on funnyordie.com? Obviously this is fiction because that never happens. But like, did you see it? And you're like, oh no, I'm on Sprint.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can only watch.
I don't have it. And people in countries where the net neutrality doesn't exist. So there are countries where this is already happening. So to say that it's not going to happen is wrong because it already does happen. Right. But in certain countries, I can't remember the goddamn country it was. It was someplace in South America, or it might have been Central America. But people have different SIM cards for different coverage that they have, and they swap them out on their phones so they can use their apps for free. Because they're like, you can only get Facebook and Instagram or something. There's a package deal, but Snapchat's not in it, so they have two different SIM cards, one with Snapchat and one with Facebook and stuff.
That's awful.
Like, this is the future we're opening up.
Right.
Just really bad. Can't be stressed enough that this is not good.
Right.
And if you're like, I don't care, well, you will care. I love when people post on Facebook that they don't care. Like, the fact that you're able to post this on Facebook shows that you should care, because you might not be able to do this anymore.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean by people don't understand. I think people don't understand just how much internet they use and what this really means. Because until they're like, oh, okay, now I want to be on Twitter. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, the deal doesn't come with Twitter.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh, this net neutrality is not good.
Net neutrality.
Yeah, you
But I mean,
fucked me.
I think for like 90%, we're just preaching to the choir. But
Right. Yeah. So,
But it's just for that weird 10%. And I think it's just that they don't want to admit that their party's wrong. Because this is a Republican thing. Obama put the net neutrality thing in place. And I get it. I don't care which side you're on. But this should not be a partisan issue. This is 100% terrible. Anyway.
Anyways, yeah, neutrality sucks. All right.
Next up.
Disney making big moves and making scarier moves. I'm not sure if this is a great thing or a good thing.
It's a horrible thing.
Okay.
What's your take on it? Go ahead.
I've at the beginning.
So what happened though?
Okay, yeah, sorry. Disney now owns some properties of Fox.
Most of the movie properties, yeah.
Yeah, most of the movie properties, which means they get Fantastic Four, X-Men? For real? Oh, yeah, that's right. X-Men.
I think Deadpool, right?
I assume Deadpool.
I'm curious what that's going to look like.
Right. PG-13 Deadpool now. Maybe. Maybe you have to go to PG.
But anyway, so
Sorry.
Yeah, so what's your take? Go ahead.
So when I saw the Avengers 1, I was like, oh man, I wish the X-Men were in here because this is supposed to be in here. But now seeing Thor and I want your full opinions on Star Wars later, and just hearing your initial opinions on that, I'm a little afraid that Disney's becoming this like corporation conglomerate of this entertainment, and we're just gonna get like kind of just ultra safe but decent movies from like forever.
Yeah, I think
like-
you're 100% correct. What the negative of them buying that is that it's kind of created almost a monopoly.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like almost exactly a monopoly on comic book
Entertainment.
movies.
My God, yeah.
So think about where you're getting your comic book movies from. And also think about what you're losing. Because everyone's like, oh, good, because those movies sucked. Like, Fox made shitty comic book movies. Not all of them were bad. Think about Deadpool. And I don't personally love Deadpool, but it was still a different movie that was very popular. Right. And also think about Logan. That's the one I think about.
Right.
Because that's rated R. And
Yeah.
Disney, and I'm not going to speak for them, but I would assume they're not going to release a rated R movie.
Right.
Because it's a limited group of people you can reach, and they have an image to uphold. So why would you release a rated R movie?
Right. That's the only thing that really freaks me out about it, is that now we won't get anything as risque as that anymore, like Deadpool. Mm-hmm. But Deadpool was also one of those movies that Ryan Reynolds there was a big hubbub about like, hey, let's do this Deadpool movie. Like, come on, let's go, let's do it. But like Fox was like, nah, I wouldn't. No, I'm not gonna do it. But then like I think
Ryan Reynolds put in some money, I think.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds put in the money. Was like, let's do this, and then successful, doing well. Got number 2 coming out. Mickey Mouse is probably going to be in it now, which is good.
Would be if that movie comes out and is rated R and everything. I would be fascinated to see what was on the cutting room floor.
Right. That's the thing.
But think about what their competition is now. DC making 2 movies a year.
None of them, or not. I'm not saying none of them, but DC.
Most of them pretty shitty.
Yeah. Or
they made. In fact, the only good movie that I know of, I didn't see any of them. But the only good movie I know of is Wonder Woman.
Yep. I would say Wonder Woman was good. No, that's it. I was gonna say Suicide Squad, but Suicide Squad sucked.
That was I did see Suicide Squad, and that movie was horrible.
Right. And then Justice League. I saw Justice League.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
How was it?
It's okay.
Was the Superman's lip distracting?
Yeah. That's what I was like. So I saw it in. I didn't want to pay money for it. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I saw it that way. And yeah, his lip is still noticeable even on the TV screen.
Isn't like his this side of his mouth like dead?
Yeah,
it's like lowered or something.
Yeah, and the movie's so weird in that when you think about it. So Batman v Superman, the whole hubbub is that Superman's dead. Sorry, spoiler. At the end of that movie, why in the next film is he? Fuck. Well, we already said it because he said Superman's lip. So.
Well, that's been on the news all over the place. Everyone knows Superman's in the movie.
So I'm going to talk about Justice League a little bit.
So from this point on, because we're going to go into Star Wars anyway.
Yeah, we're going to go to Star Wars after.
Spoilers on everything. Superman
Justice League and Justice League and Star Wars after. We're doing a spoiler. You don't want to hear anything.
Spoiler!
5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Don't flick the boys off. 1.
Okay. Why the fuck would you kill off the big guy only for him to be brought back
in the next movie?
In the next fucking movie. You guys, like the whole thing about the whole it's not Batman, Superman dying was that it went a couple of like comic book issues of him being gone and them reminiscing and them coping with that. But in movie form, if you just bring him back, it was like, what's the point? Not to mention
this gets into one of my complaints about Star Wars, but keep going.
Right. Not to mention, the whole thing about it is that the villain, he's literally the same as General Zod. He just wants to take over the planet and make it his own. Y'all literally did this plot already. Like, this is literally already done with the most nothing villain. Like
what was his name again?
General Who Gives a Shit.
He had like a goofy name.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I heard he was just one of the worst villains I've ever had.
Just awful.
Didn't he look all funny too?
Yeah, he the most like I'm the villain look, like I'm an alien look ever, but it was just it had nothing going for it, and it was just it was so awful. I'm glad it didn't pay money. I almost felt bad for watching it in the way I have.
Yeah,
because at least you wasted my time.
Yeah, jeez. So yeah, that's what Disney is competing with.
Yeah,
that's it. They can't even. Their movie was a complete flop. I think it only made like $500 million. It cost them close to 300, and it had to make that overseas. Like that movie's such a bomb. And like, so now Disney having no competition will just make, and that's just capitalist fact. That's capitalism, is that if you don't have competition, your product gets stale, and it doesn't matter because you're the only one supplying it.
Yeah, that's why competition is great. That's why you want Xbox and PS4 to still be around.
That's why every time, people always, on this show specifically, for some reason, they'll go like, I'm like, oh, I wish Xbox won the holiday thing. And they're like, why would you wish that? You don't like Xbox. And it's like, well, because I want it to do well.
I think is that me? I feel like
it's probably you, yeah. But it's like, I want it to do well, because if Xbox does well, then everybody else does well. That's just the nature of capitalism. So
yeah, and now Disney's becoming a conglomerate. Yeah, like you said, entertainment, a monopoly of entertainment.
I think it'd be so funny if they bought DreamWorks.
What's DreamWorks? God.
They make like the other animated movies. Like they have Pixar right now. DreamWorks makes the other.
I honestly don't watch any like.
Me neither, but
so I don't know like any
like,
of them. As far as I know, all
I think
of them
they made the
Pixar.
Trolls movie.
Wasn't that awful?
Yeah, I mean they're not as good as Pixar. Pixar's amazing, but like it'd be funny if they bought them. And there's like only one company making all these movies.
It'd be funny they bought DC.
They just bought DC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like just
they might as well. Oh my god. So yeah, horrible stuff.
No, don't say that quite yet. It's not.
No, it is. It's definitely bad.
We'll see. Because until these movies flop and do awful, I mean, it's
just a matter of time.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
That's what I'm saying.
Speaking of Disney movies,
let's get into
they make Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi came out.
All right,
saw it on Thursday.
One more spoiler.
Oh, okay.
One more spoiler. So we're about to spoil because I want to hear all about it. I'm going to see it Thursday, but So I wanted to hear this from him, and I'm gonna go see it Thursday, like I said. So spoiler warning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I did it right this time. I did it. I did it.
You're making strides.
Fuck you. Anyway, so talk to me. Tell me about Star Wars.
It's not good.
It's not good.
Not
All right, better than Rogue One.
probably. The characters are brighter.
That's good.
Yeah. So Finn wakes up from being slashed. His back got slashed very conveniently, only on the edge, so he's still alive. Right? All these characters are still alive somehow. Daisy. So Rey. She ends up on the planet, and she talks to Luke. Luke is at first very angry at her and doesn't want anything to do with her. She follows him around the planet very comically. I think I was the only one laughing in the theater, but she's literally just chasing him around the planet as he's doing day-to-day life stuff. And I am not exaggerating or making this up, he finds an animal with huge tits and drinks milk from it.
Oh, jeez. Not like a cow?
It's like a cow creature. And just gets under it and goes like this and starts squeezing it and drinking milk from it.
All right, well, that's how you gotta live out there. That's not weird. This is how it is.
So that happens.
Okay.
And then he stabs a fish, eats it, yada yada, whatever. Then gives her 3 lessons on becoming a Jedi and is afraid of her immense power because she's so powerful as a Jedi.
Damn.
Or as a Force user. I should say Force user because it's kind of implied that there aren't going to be Jedis going forward after this. But just people that have the Force. Like, Jedi is dead.
Right.
Which I'm actually okay. That's the one concept I'm like cool with.
What, there's no more Jedi?
Yeah, they're like, okay, no more Jedi. It's just if you have the Force, you have it. Use it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm cool with that. That's fine. So the characters that aren't Rey are completely pointless in this movie. I'll do one whole story arc.
Yeah.
So Finn goes on this thing with this girl named Rose who just like lives in love with him for some reason, no real reason.
Who's?
Big dick,
Oh, okay.
I would think.
Maybe.
So
Wait. So wait.
So
she's not. So Rose and Finn are together.
well, let me go through it.
Okay.
So they talk with Poe, and then they talk to, remember that little alien from episode 7, the one that owned the cantina?
Yeah.
So she's in it for like 30 seconds in a very, very poor, dumb segment where she's like shooting at things, but she's like talking on a thing, and she's like, yeah, go see this guy at this casino planet. So they're being chased by Star Destroyers, right? And they're almost out of fuel. But they realize that they're being chased because there's like one of the things in the Star Destroyer has a tracker. But to get to that tracker, they have to use a passcode. But they need somebody to break in to get the passcode thingy to get onto the Star Destroyer. That's their goal.
Right.
Very MacGuffin-y. Very like, we just need something for these guys to do. So they go to this casino planet. It's the worst thing you've ever seen in Star Wars. It's horrible.
Is it like the Casino Planet or Casino Level in Sonic? Because those are awesome.
I don't know about all that.
Okay.
But it's terrible because it's a casino. And they go out onto this thing, and they find out that they're using animals improperly. Oh my God. They're like racing these animals around a ring.
Like a horse
Yeah.
race?
Well, except they torture them, but they do that here. I mean, I don't know. It's like a very brief moment where they're like, animal cruelty's wrong. And they're like, yeah. And then they move on. And they go, these guys are selling weapons to the Republic. Who cares? Turns out later they're also selling it to the Rebellion. Oh, I guess everybody's bad. Gray stuff. I don't care about any of that. Doesn't matter. So they get imprisoned, and then they
realize they're in war, right? Like that you want the weapons.
I guess they hadn't figured that out. But they get the weapons. Or no. So they get arrested. Eric's here, right? You might not want to watch this, Eric. Because I'm spoiling Star Wars. So they get arrested, and they meet up with a hacker in prison, and then the hacker is like, "I'll get you out of here. I'll break into whatever."
Wait, so why didn't you leave before?
It doesn't make any sense. But they work with the guy, and he gets him out, and then he gets them to the Star Destroyer somehow. They fly up to it. Just kind of walk in, I guess. And they start hacking it, but then they get caught. And that guy gives them up and says, hey, like you take shit from them one day and you give them shit the next. It's paraphrasing, but that's what he says. Right. And then they all, like, they're about to get killed while they're on the Star Destroyer because they're, like, just two guys now, like him and Rose. Right. And they're like, oh, no, I'm scared. And then the Star Destroyer gets hit by something, which I'll get into a little bit later. Gets hit, and then he fights Captain Phasma, kills her in, like, 30 seconds.
Wait, who?
Captain Phasma.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Who kills him?
Finn.
Okay.
And then they fly out and leave and come back.
Jesus. But someone dies.
Captain Phasma does.
That's cool.
But that's all that happened. They didn't do anything with the codes, with the Star Destroyer, with the Seeking. Nothing.
Oh.
Nothing happened.
Okay. So that just nothing.
Nothing happened there. That whole thing is pointless. Okay. Everything that happened there with the casino and stuff is pointless. So then the Poe thing happens where he's arguing with the new captain of the ship because Leia, oh my God. So they attack the main ship and Leia gets exploded out of the thing and she flies out of the ship, right? So she's dead. No, she's not. She uses the Force to fly back into the ship.
What? Wait.
In space. She's flying like Superman. And she flies back into the ship and they bring her back in and then she's like comatose. So she's knocked out because she's so tired. Which we'll get into that in a second too.
Okay. Wait. Princess Leia gets blown out of the ship. Yeah. Like ah!
Yeah. Just like ah! She's spinning around.
And then like it's like, wait, I also Anakin Skywalker's daughter. So it's like,
no, fuck this. And she flies back into the ship.
Just gets a S on her chest, like, ah!
I think she like knocks on the door, if I remember. She's like, let me in. And then they open it up and they bring her in. She's like, whoa, you're still alive? And she just comes in there and then she's back.
God damn.
Can't make this up. And then, so she's out, like knocked out for a while. And so there's a new leader. She's from the book, so I have no idea what the hell her deal is, but she has pink hair. And they start arguing she argues with Poe about what to do. Eventually Poe turns on her and like there's like a mutiny because she wants to run away and he wants to fight him, I guess.
Can they fight?
Not really.
So run and then come back when stronger.
But Princess Leia eventually wakes up from her coma and knocks him out with a stun gun.
Good. Wait, what? Why?
Because
reasons.
It'll get to it. And then eventually they leave. They eject and run away. But the girl with the pink hair, it turns out she was a good guy the whole time, and is going to stay on the ship as a distraction, so the Star Destroyers take her out. But then she doesn't do that and uses hyperspeed
to run away,
to run into the Star Destroyer.
That's great.
And blow it up.
That's a good. Wow. Wait. Why can't y'all do that before?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, just take all your ships and hyperspace into things with it, because it seems to work pretty damn well.
Yeah, it worked well.
And so she did that, but she also could have taken an escape pod.
Then can you do that in hyperspace?
Before,
but can you set it to hyperspace when you're like, I'm gonna jump out? Because then this plane becomes even dumber.
Well, that's very, very dumb.
Right.
So they escape.
That's.
So that's why the Star Destroyer blew up in the Finn story.
Are these all stories happening at the same time?
Yeah, they're all happening at the same time.
Okay, but they're like cutting back.
You know how Star Wars always does that. They like cut back into different things. Okay. All right, so those are the two stories that are pointless. So at that point, they fly to a planet called Crate, which has been mentioned before. It's a salt planet. Remember I was telling you it's not quite Hoth?
Oh,
It's all white because it's salt.
Oh.
And if you step on the ground, it's red. That's where all the red stuff comes in. All right, now Rey's story is actually kind of interesting. The only one that really matters, obviously.
Right.
So she's not really getting much training out of this Luke guy.
Right.
Turns out Luke tried to... So she's training with him. She does a couple stories with him about why the Jedi have to go away. She sees the text and stuff, the Jedi text and everything. Mm-hmm. And then she starts talking to Kylo Ren. They somehow have a bridged connection where they can talk to each other, and it looks horrible because it's just like they don't even do anything to the screen or anything special effects. It's literally he'll be where he is and she's where she is, and they're like, oh hey, and then it'll go back to where he is and be like, oh, that's weird. I'm talking to you. And I go, oh, that is weird. And then they bridge this connection. It's an interesting idea, but it's done so poorly. And there's one part where he doesn't have a shirt on, and she's like, would you mind putting on a shirt, on a cowl or something? And he's like, no.
What?
That's literally it.
That's weird.
And
wait. So did he have the control? Like, why didn't you just like, oh, I'll talk to you later?
They do that a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah. And eventually they hold hands.
Bye.
He reveals that Luke tried to kill him because he sensed the darkness within him. So Luke tried to kill him when he was sleeping, but he woke up and like knocked out the room or something, and then I guess went on a rampage and killed everybody else. That part's still a little bit unclear.
That's dumb. And it's only dumb because in episode 7, he got whooped by someone who had no force abilities whatsoever.
Yeah.
Or he was struggling against Finn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He even had a fight with Finn, which is like ridiculous.
So you fought and knocked out... Because the thing about Kylo Ren, everyone's mixed feelings on him.
I hate him. Little pussy boy.
Yeah, but was he a pussy boy before he took the helmet off?
He barely had the helmet on in this movie.
Oh.
In fact, he takes it off because Snoke says, take off that stupid looking helmet.
What? that must have been like an actor thing. You know what I mean? Like how, the first Judge Dredd, even though Judge Dredd, the comic book character, always had his helmet on, you got to take it off because it's Sylvester Stallone. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
And it's a high actor. You got to see the face. I don't know.
But anyway, so she goes down to a pit. It's really weird. It's supposed to be like bizarre, kind of like the Dagobah going into that little hole thing. And she goes, "Who are my parents?" And so it's like in Harry Potter. Do you ever watch those?
Nope.
Okay, so he looks in a mirror because he wants to see his parents. He already knows who his parents are, but he wants to see them because there's an emotional scene. And this one says, "Who are my parents?" And these two figures start walking towards it. You ready for this? Start walking towards her in the mirror. And then they combine into one, and then it's just her looking at herself. And she's like, what? And then she leaves. And then talks to Kylo Ren some more, and they hold hands. Maybe they're joined together, and Luke stops them. Then she starts fighting Luke and beats the shit out of Luke.
Sick. I actually kind of like that.
And she's like, what's going on? Yeah. And then it turns out Luke's just like, I'm not going to save anybody. And she's like, all right, I'm leaving. And then she leaves. She takes the Falcon and leaves. And goes to Snoke. Goes to the Sith and everything, and meets up with Kylo Ren, and they're talking to Snoke. This is probably the only decent scene. It was actually kind of cool in the movie. Snoke was like, kill the person you're mad at, and in whatever way he said it. So the lightsaber's on the side of him, and I think it was Kylo Ren turned on the lightsaber, so it shot right through his body and killed him. So Snoke's dead about halfway through this movie. After all the build-up.
This is halfway?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And so he's cut in half, so his little body flops around for a little bit. And then there's these red guards in there, and they start turning on him. And so Rey and Kylo Ren start fighting together. They're back to back, and they start fighting them off, and they kill them all.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was actually kind of cool. And then Ren's like, join me, don't go back. Of course, she's like, fuck you, I'm going.
Right.
And they're like, I wish we could be friends, but we can't. And then they split up. And she took a Tidarian shuttle back. And there you go.
Wait, how?
She just hopped in one and flew it away.
All right.
So that brings us all to the convergence of Crate. Right. That all brings back to that planet. All the stories converge. And it's kind of like Hoth, where they're getting invaded by the AT-ATs. Right. And then there's this big machine that shoots a big laser at a door and breaks it. That's the whole point of the machine. Do you ever see Spaceballs?
Yes.
I immediately was reminded of when they said comb the desert. Because it even left little trails in the salt. Looked like a comb. Anyway.
All right.
So that's the whole point. They're all holed up in this little base, and they're freaking out. And they send these ships out, and that fails. And Finn is flying, and he wants to go straight into the laser and blow it up, which would take his life too.
Okay.
But his Rose finds him and hits her ship into his. They knock over, and she's like, "Oh, dying." And he's like, "Why'd you do that?" She goes, to win a war, you don't kill the ones you hate. You save the ones you love. And I think she died, but he brought her body back, so maybe she's not dead.
Right.
So that's their love story coming to an end, I guess, or something.
That's weird.
And then Luke comes to save them. And Luke walks out, and they all shoot at his body. And they're like, we had to have killed him because it's like a bunch of dust.
Right.
And then it clears out, and he's still there. And they're like, oh my God. And then Luke goes like that.
Wow.
Which is really embarrassing, dusting his shoulder off.
Nani? That sounds like some anime shit. We shot him. He's got to be dead.
Yeah.
He's just like...
And then Kylo Ren comes out to fight him, and Luke dodges all of his attacks. And then finally, Kylo's like, it takes forever, and the rebels have figured out that they're just doing this. He's doing it as a distraction, so they run away.
Oh, smart.
And finally, Kylo like slices through him, but it goes straight through him. It turns out he was Force Ghost. He was using a Force Ghost. Now in my head, I'm like, oh, so he's already been dead the whole time.
That'd be awesome.
That's an awesome twist. No. He's actually like projecting. So he's sitting on, it turns out he's sitting back on his planet like this, projecting a ghost there
Wait,
to do the whole thing. And the energy it takes to do that, I guess, is what killed him. And then as soon as he was done doing it, then he died. He looked up at the sun and then just died.
That's dumb.
It was he literally died because he was tired.
Right. Why not just kill him like that? Or...
I think he should have just been dead the whole time. That would have made it so much more... That would have been like a twist.
Right.
Is he was dead the whole time. That's why he doesn't use the Force anymore. That's why he doesn't do any of this stuff. Kylo Ren probably killed him.
Right.
That would be super cool. Instead...
Well, here's the, like, all right, so the Force Ghost died? Like, A, you can project something that strong that it can travel through space and... Because they couldn't have gotten there on the same day, right?
I don't think that... I think it was at the same time.
Oh.
It was live time.
And so, like, it's like literally traveling a spaceship, like sweating or, like, just like, what's wrong? What's wrong?
I think it was just projecting it. Like, it was just there because he told it to be there.
Why not just, I don't know, there's so many questions. And it had a physical, like, it could hit things and hurt things. Oh,
that's why it couldn't, it didn't get hit by the lasers
dodging.
and didn't get hit.
Okay,
And-
my bad.
He dodged it so that you wouldn't realize that it was fake.
No. So I thought when you say he's fighting Kylo Ren, he was like slashing and like fighting back.
Oh, no. He was dodging all of Kylo Ren's moves. He wasn't like, he had his lightsaber out, but he wasn't doing anything
Swinging.
with it.
Okay. See, that's what I figured, like.
And the giveaway, too, was that when he was walking on the salt, it didn't leave a red thing. So there's a little hint there. And then they eventually get away.
All right.
Kylo's all mad.
Why?
Because they're supposed to end the rebellion there.
He killed Luke.
And then and then it ends, not in a usual scene, but it ends with one of the people on the casino planet, one of the kids. Right. He uses Force to bring his broom up because he gets yelled at. And he found a ring that they left there that has a rebel insignia.
Wait, he uses the Force to bring the broom up? He's the Force kid?
Mm-hmm. And then it ends. That's it.
Oh.
So the idea is like people have the Force. That's what I mean. Like there's no Jedi anymore. Just people have the Force, and they're ready to fight the Imperials as a galaxy. Yeah. That's where it ends.
What? Yeah, I guess. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I guess.
Yeah, I'm okay with that concept, but I don't know. Very, very dumb movie.
I can't wait to see it. I
was laughing hysterically throughout it, and not at the jokes because the jokes were pretty bad.
Oh God!
At the
how many people let through popcorn or threw something at you, or just till you shut up?
Oh, nobody. But yeah, it was like, it was so dumb. Princess Leia forcing her way through space.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. To be honest, like
the only good moment was not because of the movie, but because of what you know about Carrie Fisher. Because at one point Luke does say bye to her, and that part was like, oh my God, because it did seem like Mark Hamill talking to Carrie Fisher. Didn't seem like Luke.
Kind of like how they did with Fast and Furious.
I never saw that.
Oh, he did a nice little scene where, Vin Diesel's driving off, and then there is a CGI Paul Walker driving the car, It looked good. It looked good. I'll admit it looked good, but you could tell it was CGI. He's like, he comes up to him like he's driving his
Didn't
car.
they use his brother? I thought they used his brother for that.
No, it was not. No, it was definitely him.
Oh, okay.
Actually, well, after the stream, we'll watch it, and you can tell. But he goes side by side. He's like, he said something like, "Hey, where you gonna go, man?" And then like, I forgot the exact line, but he essentially says like goodbye to him, and then Randy, was like, "Yeah," and then they drive off, and they both go their separate pathways, like on a roadway.
Yeah.
And like that's how it ends. And that's where the song. And I see you again. Oh, that's where the song comes from. Essentially from that Fast and Furious moment right there.
Oh my god.
It's sad. It was sad. I'm making it not as. I'm definitely taking out the drama and emotion out of it. My friend was crying. But like, he was a guy, and then he's crying about it. He's like, I'm like, why are you crying? He's like, man, I watched all the Fast and Furious movies. Like, I grew up with Paul Walker, and I'm like,
Oh man.
I was like, the actor who just drives cars and says cheesy lines. Don't worry about
I don't know. This is gonna sound insensitive.
Yeah, no,
but I love the idea that somebody who is the star of the Fast and the Furious died in a car accident.
Oh my, yeah, you shouldn't have said that.
It's very fitting. Anyway, that's the Star Wars
review. So, go see it or not.
You're gonna see it, so it doesn't matter. Just see it.
Would you see it again?
No, I will not see it. I don't intend to. If somebody wants me to go, if my brother wants to go, I'll see it because I usually see him with him.
Right.
But otherwise, it was not very good.
How many thumbs?
None.
Damn. I'll tell you my personal opinion on the movie next week.
Yeah, I'd like to hear it.
But until that time, I'm Rosie.
I'm Spencer.
And this has been the Itch Network. Take it easy.
Peace.
The force flying thing. I'm happy. Yeah, that's